Recently, Bud Light fell into some controversy because they added Dylan Mulvaney to their ad campaign.
I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports.
Some say promotes a message different than ones of Christian values. This got me asking, should Christians drink Bud Light? To tackle this very controversial topic, I'm going to divide this video into 3 different parts. First is going to be, should we as Christians even be drinking alcohol? The second part is going to touch on the loyalty, emotional attachment we might have to certain brands and how they are acting in today's society. Third, very controversial, I will dabble and touch on the concept of being transgender. So, part 1, should we as Christians be drinking alcohol? Well, first and foremost, if you've read the Bible, there are multiple places alcohol is mentioned. You have Jesus' first miracle where he turns water into wine. You have Noah after the flood. The very first thing he does is make a vineyard to create wine. And last but not least, at the Last Supper, God uses wine to symbolize his own blood. So by that logic alone, the Bible would convey that it is okay for us to drink alcohol. But at the exact same time, the Bible almost more times than it uses alcohol as a symbol or in a story as something that is being done, it really stresses the point of we should not get drunk. Proverbs 21 warns us, wine is a mocker and beer is a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is not wise. Ephesians 5:18 tells us, do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled by the Spirit. So with that, yes, I believe we as Christians should and can drink alcohol. We should not be getting drunk. But there is a third part to this that I think we should also be aware of when we are drinking. In Romans, Paul tells us, it is better not to eat meat or drink wine or do anything else that causes your brother or sister to fall. What I really think Paul is getting at in this verse when it comes to drinking alcohol is, I know personally I am highly aware of who I am drinking with. So to combine all this in a simple kind of story to show you how drinking looks like, at least in my life, and how I believe the Bible tells us it could and should look like if we are going to drink, would be like this. I'll have a beverage when I go out on a date with my wife. I'll have a beverage maybe just because I want one night. Or heck, I might even have a beer while watching a basketball game. But when it comes to social environments, I tend to not drink. I have had friends in the past that I personally believe had an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, and that got me to really take a look at my relationship with alcohol, and because of that, I did not drink when I was with them. And that's where I think the basis of what Paul is saying in Romans really comes into play. With that, I want you in the comments down below, if you agree with this, to tell me what is the one beverage you greatly enjoy. Because if we're gonna drink, we might as well enjoy it. And since this video is all about Bud Light, the only time I drink beer is during the winter season when Sam Adams has their winter lager. I don't know why, but it is just a beer that feels like the holidays when I drink it. All right, so now let's get into the whole Bud Light business concept of this question. At the foundation of our faith, we should be glorifying God. We should not be putting material or companies ahead of him. And personally, how a lot of people are reacting to this whole controversy, I would challenge you to take a look at your relationship with companies. Maybe it's Bud Light. A couple months ago, it was Disney. Any of these companies that do something that does not convey a Christian value in the way that we would want it as Christians to be. What I really think this aspect of this question really boils down to is we as Christians need to take a look in the mirror and really see what companies, brands, people we're idolizing and are letting have a stronghold on our life. And now the third part of this question, the trans movement. So the current trans movement is difficult for us Christians on figuring out how to love and accept or treat the world and society while keeping true to our biblical teachings. With that said, I want to kind of lay the foundation here of, I personally believe that God doesn't make mistakes, and that there's many points in the Bible where current societal norms are not how God wants us to live. That is a greater topic that is not necessarily what I want to focus on in this video. What I do want to suggest to you is, as a Christian, we are focusing on the wrong aspect of this in a whole. While I do believe this is not how God wants somebody to live their life, I think that we as Christians, as the front line to showing people God, we need to show God's love to them. So with all that said, it really just comes back down to love. All of this can be laid out or focused through the lens of love. The first is, should we as Christians drink alcohol? Are you showing yourself love, your body love, by drinking alcohol in this moment? Are you showing love to others by drinking in this group environment? Are you currently loving a business, a brand, more than you are loving God? And lastly, are you loving people as you would want yourself to be loved? I can tell you this, by my interaction with people, there are a lot of people in this world that are hurt and have not experienced love the way that God wants us to experience love. And if you don't know what love actually is and what it looks like, I highly suggest you reread 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8. I hope this helped you in your walk with God and in living a happy, healthy, and holy life. If it did, you are for sure going to want to check out that video over there. And with that, God bless, finish strong, and I'm going to see you in the next video.